What's going on? I wanted to make a part two to my last video going over spring training for the Orioles. I think a few games have passed since my last one. Don't really remember. I think was the first 5 games. I think we've played 2 or 3 since. Lost to the Pirates. Um, beat the Red Sox. I know we beat the Rays. I just can't remember if that was like the last game I did that video on. I have no idea. It really doesn't matter. I don't want to get into like wins and losses. It's spring. Who cares? I just want to go over like what the team looks like, who is going to be at that spot. What starters look like they're ready, which starter isn't. Blah 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 blah. Colton Cowser still doesn't look good to me. Not a big league hitter. Um, my boy Beavers, he struggled, but he had a good day last time we saw him. He played well. Blaze Alexander, he's a guy who's going to be, let's face it, he's going to be in that, I think, Ramon Urias role. He's looked good. He hasn't done anything like extravagant. However, he's put together like good at bats. He looks like he'll be a good player for us, and that we will like him. And he'll be great at second base or third wherever we put him. I think he'll be at second, and I think Jeremiah Jackson will be at third. But that could be the other. It doesn't matter. Jeremiah's look good. I don't worry about Jeremiah Jackson. Okay. The only way I worry about Jeremiah Jackson is if Mike Elias gets rid of him because Mike Elias is an idiot. Like he didn't even see the potential in Kyle Stowers, which lets me know he shouldn't have control of a roster. Although Trevor Rogers has looked so good that Stowers trade has like made some sense. Um, but that's not because of Mike Elias. That's because Trevor Rogers has completely fixed himself and somehow made himself just a god amongst men. You know. So yeah, Tyler O'Neill's looked great. He's looked insane. He's lost some weight, slimmed down. It's funny how like being jacked isn't physically good for you. It turns out. Taylor Ward still strikes out looking a lot, but he's looked better. He's actually taken the bat off his shoulders and swung it a few times, and he's put the ball in play. Had like a ground rule double. He looks all right. Obviously Pete Alonso is the man. Um, Adley Rutschman. Adley. He had a good day last game. Um, had a home run at the right side of the plate. That was good to see. Whenever Adley's at the right side of the plate, I'm like, okay, so home runs sort of off the table here. But he put one out. Had a ground rule double on the left side of the plate. So Adley's looked good. My thing with Adley is like, I don't know if it's mental or if it's been physical. He said he's never really had to deal with injuries, and he's had a few of them here and there that I think have nagged him long term. I'm just gonna take his word for it. I think he's got to get back on track. I don't know if it's like a mental thing with him. I don't know. From the way he talks about things, he's never struggled with anything ever, physically or play on the field. And at the big league level, like a lot of these guys, he's got to figure it out and stay consistent. Um, but he looked good last time I saw him. Trying to think what other starter is like Mountie. Mountie's Mountie. He's been Mountie. Basayo, he had a good day. He had a really good day last game. They took him out against the Pirates. I think it was the Pirates, or maybe it was Tampa Bay. I can't remember who we were playing, but they took him out. He made a play at the plate, tagging somebody out or something, and he hurt himself. Our manager said it was nothing. Just did it precautionary and all that kind of good jazz. But he played yesterday. He had a really good day. Couple RBIs, couple hits. Got a walk, which I love to see because Basayo, that's his problem is he's so aggressive at the plate. Like to see him slow it down, so that was good to see. Uh, this guy, I don't know if he makes the team, but with Tyler O'Neill's injury history and also Colton Cowser's, a guy who has really played well this whole spring, I'll be honest, is Kerstad. I'm not the biggest Kerstad guy, but I know Mike Elias is. So, it's unfortunate because you got a guy like Vance Honeycutt who's really been the best thing in spring. He's only had 3 at-bats, but he's only had 3 home runs in those at-bats. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we trade him for a pitcher who wasn't once all that. And, I don't know. I just have no faith in Mike Elias. But Kerstad, because he's Kerstad, he's had pro experience, he's probably going to get more leeway than Vance Honeycutt. Vance is young, all that, jazz, blah, 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 blah. But, if I'm Mike Elias, I'm like, hey, this Vance kid, I don't know. Let's give him some at-bats at that big league level and let's see. Let's just do it. But, I don't know how our outfield will be. Jeremiah Jackson can also play the outfield. You bring in Leote or whatever, Leote, whatever, I don't know how to say his name, Tavares. And he looked decent. That Wilson dude, I don't know if he makes the team, but he's looked good. He's looked really good. But the way our infield gets hurt and gets banged up, who knows? But the way Kobe Mayo has played all spring consistently, every at bat, I don't think anybody's. I think if you're an infielder, good luck making this team. I mean, just good luck. And even if you're an outfielder, good luck. I think the real area where there's a change, our starting rotation set with Bassett, Kyle, Trevor. I think what's going to be weird is that 4th and 5th role. I think that's where you're going to really see, is it going to be Suarez? Is it going to be Tyler Wells? What about, Zach Eflin? I want to see Zach Eflin out there because Zach did not look good last year. He's older. He throws so many strikes. That's a good thing, right? I mean, but he throws so much hittable pitches, and none of it's impressive. Nothing moves crazy. It's at a very easy speed for these pros. I just don't know if, I don't know. I don't know what kind of, how much of a comeback year can he really put together, I don't know. So, I'd like to see Tyler Wells in that starting rotation. I really would. But who knows? Why do you bring in Zach Eflin? If, to be out of the bullpen? No, you don't do that. Kramer, I'm done with Kramer. I can't imagine anybody's pro Kramer. I mean, he's a dog, and I respect Kramer, but he's just not good. He just isn't good. He'll load bases, no outs, won't throw strikes, and then, I don't know, he doesn't have anything really impressive. He's been throwing that curveball more, but even a curveball, it's like, yeah, good luck getting Aaron Judge out with that, Good luck. That ain't going to do it. Throwing your curveball more is not going to fix you, So I don't know. I'm not a Kramer guy. I think our rotation's set. I think the only real area that people can make this team is in the bullpen. I think the bullpen is like, your best shot. Again, Wolfram's been great. He's a big lefty. I'd love to see him take out Dietrich Enns in that rotation. I'd love to see us replace him with him. Another young guy who could potentially get a spot here is Cameron Foster. Ooh, that was nasty. Excuse me. He's looked good. I got my gassy boy. He's looked good. Who else? Geraldo's looked good. Rico Garcia's looked good. And we put him in like the worst situations last year, and he would like get us out of it, Cano, terrible. He's been awful. to be nice, to be polite. He's been bad. So no bueno on Cano. I'm trying to think. Keegan Aiken hasn't looked good either, to be honest with you. Brandon Young is another guy who, like, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing him come out the bullpen. To be honest with you, I really wouldn't. Or you put Suarez in the bullpen, you know. But Shane Baz had a good day. That was good to see. Bassett did not. Bassett, didn't strike anybody out. He does what Chris Bassett does, but he gave up a run. I think he gave up another run, but he didn't. It wasn't. It's earned, but it wasn't like hit. I think he put that base runner on, but I don't think he's the one that gave up that run. You know what I mean? So I think he earned two, but I really think he should have only earned one. But I digress. But neither is Kyle Bradish, to be fair to Bassett. Kyle hasn't really looked good, like himself. I think it's going to be a minute until Kyle starts looking like himself. He's got to really get that rust off and figure some stuff out. But he's a dog. I believe in him fully. Again, Trevor Rogers, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I think that bullpen is where it's going to be iffy. Who starts, who makes this team, and who doesn't. If I'm Michael Ice, which I'm not. If I'm our manager, which I'm not. I'm just a dude with like one view. I put Cameron Foster and Wolfram, and I take out Cano and Dietrichens. And you make the bullpen up however you do. But I don't think Cano. I think his best years and days are behind him. I really do. I don't think he was ever really a good pitcher. He had like a little bit of a good period with us where he was getting guys to ground out. He was getting us out of jams. He's never been a strikeout guy. He walks people and he's super hittable. I think people have just seen him too much. A guy who is not going to make this team, but has looked really good, on like another note, is Bradfield Jr. Bradfield Jr. reminds me of Cedric Mullins so much. Really good fielder, makes great plays. He's got a way better arm than Ceddy. Makes plays in the outfield, and he bunted for a hit, and it was a throwing area. He made it all the way to third. So the speed, the base running, he's really like almost a complete player. It's just the bat. It's just the bat. If he can figure out, how to be a good hitter at the major league level, honestly, Beavers should even worry about that. Or Cedric, or I'm stupid, or Colton Cowser. However, there's Vance Honeycutt, who's been incredible, but unfortunately, he's so young. I don't think they're really gonna care about what he's been doing. I mean, they're gonna like put it in the back of their minds and say, hey, but I think he's got to do so much in order to make this team. Another young guy who I've really liked seeing so far, has been Ike Irish. I feel like we just drafted him last year. I could be wrong, but he's looked really good. He's looked really good at the plate. So that was good to see. I think these young guys like Vance and Ike have really kind of made Mike Elias look really good in that drafting area. But again, I think Kjerstad will probably, the way he's played and the way he's looked, he's probably going to get that like last bench spot for the outfield. But who knows? I don't know. I actually don't even know. Because of the injuries to the infield, it's kind of made it hard. It's made it a little bit unpredictable, I think, because you could just take Kobe Mayo, Blaze, there's your infield replacements. You still got Mountie sitting there. And then Jeremiah Jackson can be put in the outfield. So, I don't know. Our lineup might just be set. I mean, all around the board. I think just the bullpen is the only place that you can go. I really don't think I'm forgetting anybody important or anything like that. I'm trying to figure out who we play today. We've been playing every day. I do want to say that what's been good to see so far has been like we lost to the Braves. We gave up big runs in that game, but we fought back. We came back. Last game we were down big runs to the Red Sox, and we came back. It's the Grapefruit League. You're facing guys every inning. Some guys have never seen big league hitters. Some guys have here and there seen it. So there's always like opportunities to like come back and put up 4 runs, 3 runs in an inning, sort of regularly. But still, it's been good to see that these guys are like fighting, especially the guys that you don't think are going to make this team. I've liked seeing the effort out of the guys who are like, I want a spot. And I've liked seeing our starters kind of take it serious too. I think everybody's really trying to gel, get some chemistry, and go into the year in the right direction. Our pitching has been really good. It's guys that like we're never gonna see in the regular season that have been giving up big runs and been the reason why we're losing games. And I stand by that. So it's like as far as like our starters and everything, I really feel and Cano has been the starter who has given up probably the most and looked the worst. And Kramer and Keegan Aiken hasn't looked good. So it's like kind of like the usual suspects. Although Keegan's been good for us. Last year he wasn't. But it's kind of been the usual suspects. So anyway, that's what's been going on. I think I'm just gonna leave it there. If you guys have theories, if you guys have something to say, let me know and bring it to my attention. I'd love to go back and forth about that. But let's go O's.